Andy Suarez gets the ball today in Game 3 of the series. And after a rough month of May, the young lefty is starting to get the hang of things in June. Today, he'll have his work cut out for himself with the Padres, because it just seems like San Diego always plays their toughest against the orange and black. Giants Padres coming up next.
We've got a warm day here at the ballpark as we get ready for Giants baseball. This is Game 3 of this 4-game series. Padres, Giants. Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a quick turnaround for these two teams. Giants losing last night. They won on Thursday. So today, in order for the Giants to win the series, they have to win today. They'll hand the ball to Andy Suarez. And I think we've said it a number of times. We start to look forward to this kid's starts.
Well, we really do. And one thing about Andy Suarez is every time he's gotten out there, he's gotten better. And you look at little things that he's able to do now compared to when he first showed up. He looks like he's a guy who's going to stick around here for a long time. Today, his opponent, San Diego, they've been very, very tough on the Giants. When the Giants lose to him, they don't play a good defensive game. Such was the case last night. Today, they look to improve with the gloves. Watch out for Andrew McCutchen today against Jordan Lyles, the pitcher for the Padres. He's got great numbers.
All right, Hansen gets the start in left field. All right, when we come back, we will have the starting lineups. And like I said, it is a warm day. Maybe home runs today. Lineups, first pitch coming up. Back here at AT&T Park, we're going to get this thing started a little early. Standing in is Will Myers to face the lefty Andy Suarez, and that's how this game gets started, with a swing and a miss. So Myers hitting at 277, waits, and he takes high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Myers in this series is 1 for 7. And he's never faced Suarez before, and now he's behind in the count 1-2 with Hosmer and then Renfroe to follow.
The 1-2. Got him, and that's how this game gets started. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open every day. 83 degrees. You see the winds and humidity, and it is a sunny, sunny day. Here's the Padres lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. You saw Myers, now Hosmer, followed by Renfroe, Villanueva, and Pirela. Margot will hit 6th, and it's Galvis, Ellis, and Lyles. Here's Hosmer, and it's up high. 1 ball and no strikes. Hosmer had 1 big hit yesterday, and it knocked in a couple of insurance runs in the 9th inning. Here it's low, 2-0. Padres won 6-2 last night. Giants behind Bumgarner won Thursday 3-0. There's a healthy rip, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
On the hill today for the Giants will be Andy Suarez. Take a look at what he has done in 11 starts. 2-4 with a 4.70 ERA. Look at the strikeouts. 57 against 12 walks. He's a 4-pitch guy. Fastball, curveball, slider, changeup. Out of a 3/4 release.
Hosmer digs it out.
Take a look at how Suarez uses his pitches. You can see a lot of fastballs, and but he will throw the changeup and the curveball and the cutter. I mean, he'll throw those in any count. And even though he hasn't used his changeup as much as other pitches, he'll still throw it 3-2 with the bases loaded.
And a bit outside. By the way, the home plate umpire is Pat Hoberg. Lentz, Davis, and Knight from 1st to 3rd.
Hoberg is a low ball umpire, but he'll give width on both sides of the plate. It's a good zone to pitch to.
Got Hosmer swinging on a swing and a miss.
Let's take a look at that defense playing behind Andy Suarez today for the Giants, starting in the outfield from left to right. It's going to be Hanson, Hernandez, and McCutchen. Good arms across the board. Crawford, Sandoval, they'll be on the left side of the infield. Panic and Bell on the right side. And Nick Hundley, he'll be in the squad, putting down the sides. Buster Posey getting a day off.
Renfroe, big powerful right fielder, takes a pitch down low. He started on Thursday and went 1 for 4. Got into the game as a pinch hitter last night and struck out. Sandoval on a short hop, and that'll end the inning. So nice inning, 12 pitches for Suarez. And now the Giants are coming up, and it'll be Gorky Hernandez to hit first. Jurassic Park, Fallen Kingdom, and it's in theaters right now. A 0-0 ball game. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup, and the Padres have made a late switch as to who's going to start this game. We'll tell you about that in a minute. This lineup is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Hernandez, Hanson, and McCutchen. Bell will hit in the 4th spot. Then it's Crawford, Sandoval, and Panic. Hundley will hit 8th. Suarez 9th.
On the hill today for the San Diego Padres will be the left-hander Matt Strom. Strom's a little more than a year and a half at the big league level. 1-2 with a 2.21 ERA. He has had 4 starts. And when you take your at-bats against Strom, you're going to see a low to mid-90 fastball. He's got a good curveball, changeup, slider combination. A lot of changeups to righties, a lot of breaking balls to lefties. He is 26 years of age. Big guy, 6'3", lanky, 185 pounds. Out of Wells Fargo, North Dakota.
Well, I'm sure we're going to get word from the Padres as to why Jordan Lyles isn't starting.
There was a time in baseball where if this happened, there would be an accusation of gamesmanship from one manager to another. Jordan Lyles was supposed to start this game. He's a right-hander. At the last moment, the Padres put a lefty in.
On the first pitch, it's driven out into left center field. It's Margot in front of the wall who makes the catch.
This is a very live ballpark today. Let's take a look at the Padres defensively behind Matt Strom, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Myers, Margot, and Renfroe. Really good arms across the board. Galvis and Villanueva on the left side of the infield. Perella and Hosmer on the right side. A.J. Ellis, the veteran catcher, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
Here's Hansen hitting at .301 with 5 home runs. He's got 19 runs batted in.
Strom out of the stretch with everything.
And a strike. Way outside to Hansen. So I guess I could erase all my notes on Lyles?
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, if you change the very last minute your starting pitcher from a righty to a lefty, Bruce Bochy's already set up his lineup for a right-handed pitcher with a lot of left-handed hitters in. Now all of a sudden you throw a left-handed pitcher, and that changes everything.
I'm wondering, Mike, if there's a rule that says you have to let the opposing manager know before they take the field so that you can change your lineup if you want to.
I think maybe Jordan Lyles went out there and started throwing. It just didn't feel right.
So Hansen and Bochy not happy.
Let's take a look at strike 3 here. It is brought to you by PitchCast, brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
Here's McCutchen. McCutchen hitting at .263. 8 home runs, 34 driven in, and he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Belt on deck. We are just underway. And right now, Strom is throwing strikes.
And he's working a very quick pace.
As he runs that pitch inside, 1-2.
Nobody on the Giants has any history against Matt Strom.
And that'll end the inning. After 1, 0-0. 2. And it'll be Villanueva to lead things off. Villanueva hitting at .223. Lots and lots of power with 16 home runs, 37 runs batted in. So a couple of close pitches. 2 balls and no strikes. And a strike. I'll say this, it's not that unusual to see folks come out to the park in their short sleeve shirts. As this is driven into right center field, can McCutchen cut it off? Yes, he can. It's the first hit of the game, and it's a leadoff single by Villanueva. But this is a nice day to wear short sleeve shirts. Come out to the park, see the Rockies Tuesday, the 28th at Say Hey 2 for Tuesday. 2-for-1 Giants dogs at the Doggy Diner, sfgiants.com. Here's Pirela. Pirela hitting .267. On the ground to Belt. Belt to the other Brandon. Brandon to Brandon. Double play. Those two do it better than anybody.
Well, they play catch with each other every day. They know everything about the other guy's body's movements to the ball, how to lead, and it really shows up in this play. The thing about Brandon Belt, we've always said that this guy's a Gold Glove waiting to happen at first base. He's an exceptional thrower. One hopper, watch the lead. Perfect right there. The exchange back. 1 pitch, 2 outs. A thing of beauty. A couple of buddies just playing catch.
Here's Margot. And a call strike. I'm going to tell you right now, Pat Hoberg's right arm is going to get a workout today.
Both these young lefties throwing strikes. Just missing on that outside corner with that changeup.
I think that's the one Alan Hansen in the outfield is probably going. What?
Yeah, it was a strike with me.
Margot last night had a couple of hits, 2 for 4, had 2 doubles off of Bumgarner on Thursday. Here he shoots this one down the right field line into the corner, and it's foul.
All right, time now for our Lowe's whole team. Lowe's whole team together. I knew I could do this. Most double plays turned in the Giants. Well, they've had 84 turned as a team, and that leads the major leagues. Rockies, Angels, Braves, Orioles, all in that top 5, and the Giants just added to it. 85.
2-2. And a full count. First one for Pirela. And a healthy rip and a foul back.
When we talk about this ballpark coming to life when it gets hot, it just seems that it opens up right field, and you get lots of carry everywhere.
Big bouncer to Panic, and with the help of a double play, a nice inning for Suarez. Belt to lead things off.
to you by Redwood Credit Union. Redwood Credit Union offers full-service banking for all that you love. Federally insured by NCUA.
Here's Belt as Strom gets ready and he throws a strike. What's new? See the numbers for Belt. Swing. You're gonna miss. Twelve home runs for Belt, 35 runs batted in. Out of play.
You know, in looking at Brandon Belt and how he takes his at bats, I think he's the least of all the Giants hitters that is affected by seeing a guy for the first time. I think his knowledge of the strike zone and his compact swing for a big man, I mean, it serves him well.
And on cue, he lines it to left for a base hit.
I mean, you didn't like seeing a new guy. First couple of at bats, you're kind of learning the guy.
Hated it.
But with Brandon Belt, I don't think it really bothers him. And here he gets a fastball just at 96. Flips it right out to left center.
I especially didn't like a lefty I hadn't seen before. So here's Crawford. Crawford at 305 with 8 home runs, 32 runs batted in. 0 for 4 on Thursday. 0 for 4 last night. One and 0 to Brandon Crawford. And a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Just a real easy arm delivery for Strom. I mean, he's been kind of a swing guy his whole career. Came up with the Kansas City Royals. As you mentioned, he's got a little over a year and a half of big league service time.
1 and 2.
And he is cruising right now. Everything is out of the stretch. Very compact front side. Everything coming out with a nice high, kind of a short arm delivery. Doesn't get full extension with the elbow. Not that you have to.
And that's out of play.
Important thing is you have to have that elbow above your shoulder when you start driving home. When you have that elbow get lower than your shoulder, that's when you have problems on your elbow.
Crawford down the left field line, foul. You could tell, he kind of knew leaving the box that was not going to be a fair ball.
You see what Strom uses, the 4-seam fastball. That's his preference. Throws a lot of them. Hasn't really started to learn the 2-seam fastball. That's in his future as I look into the crystal ball. Not uncommon for a guy to come out of the minor leagues with a knowledge of just one fastball grip, the 4-seamer or the 2-seamer. Get up here and you realize, hey, they're 2 different pitches.
Came in on Crawford and Crawford fouls it back. The loss last night put the Giants 1 game under 500. Arizona won, so the Giants lost the game in the standings. They're 5 back. 3-2 now to Crawford. There's the Panda waiting on deck. And the walk.
Nice at bat. That from a guy he's never seen before.
So here's Sandoval.
See the shin guard he has, KFP 48. Stands for Kung Fu Panda.
Thank you, Barry Zito. Not that Zito needed it, but some royalty should be involved, don't you think?
Well, yeah. Hey, you put a nickname on a guy that becomes his name.
And it is known more for that name than his real name. Swing, ain't gonna miss. Belt at second, Crawford at first, Panic on deck. And he got him on 3 pitches. That's unusual.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night with the fastball right across the letters for strike 3. Third strikeout for Strahm. It is unusual the way he's been swinging the bat.
Plus, he choked up a little bit to try to put that ball in play. Here's Panic. First pitch strike to Joe Panic. 252, 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in.
Padres play Joe Panic straight away.
Panic had 2 hits on Thursday night, had a pinch hit single in the game last night. And he holds up. 1 ball and 1 strike. Foul back, 1-2.
Right now, Strahm's just playing catch. I mean, just reach back and cutting loose fastballs. It's Buster Posey. He will catch tomorrow. Derek Rodriguez. He will pitch tomorrow.
He will pitch. There's your battery.
Eli Whiteside. Just hanging with the catchers is what old catchers do.
Out of play.
So, if Joe Panic, you're facing a left-handed pitcher for the first time. You've seen poor pitches, and they're all fastballs. What's in the back of your mind? Has not seen a breaking ball yet.
Yeah, is he going to keep coming at me, or is he going to try one out? Hit well to left. But Myers is there.
Well, don't miss out on your chance to score one of the most popular giveaway items of the summer. This Sunday, the first 25,000 fans will receive a Mount Crushmore statue presented by CarMax. These new items feature legends like Willie Mays, Willie McCovey, Barry Bonds, Matt Williams. Go to sfgiants.com, check it out.
Here's Hundley. Hundley hitting .261. Not close. Padres can play around with Hundley a little bit. They do have a base to play with Andy Suarez on deck.
Well, to be quite honest, I'm really surprised they're pitching to him. Andy Suarez has not proven that he can make contact at this level yet. So every pitch that Nick Hundley sees is a bonus for the Giants.
Popped up. Shallow right field. And that'll end the inning. It'll be Galvis, Ellis, and the pitcher coming up.
Brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try the $5.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club combo with toasted sourdough. New from Jack in the Box.
On this warm afternoon here in San Francisco, it's 0-0. Kids are having a good time. It is a good time to be out in the water. Let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
Well, it's the 60th anniversary of the Giants in San Francisco, and so they're pulling out all the stops, and that means a reunion of the 2002 World Series team. And you know this guy, Jason Schmidt, a pitcher for the Giants, and of course a key member of that 2002 team. And fortunate enough to host an event with you earlier where we talked about some memories. But for those who weren't able to go, what comes to mind first for you when we say 2002 World Series team?
I always tell everybody I can't remember that far back anymore. I've aged a little since then, but that was a really special team. We had great chemistry, and that's really the key thing. When you see teams that go on and go that far, they have a good core group of guys and really good chemistry, a good coaching staff. And I think that was kind of what came out of the panel of every player, is we just really got along, we hung out, and we were very, very competitive in everything that we did, whether it was having bets with Woody or whatever. It was a very competitive locker room. But that's why I think we succeeded.
Such a great season for the team and a great season for you individually. And you had a 16 strikeout game, of which you have a plaque out there on the Walk of Fame. I know you don't get to come back very often, but do memories like that come back to you, personal achievements, and have you had a chance to go take a look at the plaque while you've been here?
We have. We came out here a couple of years ago with my family and got a chance to go out there. And I don't think that I knew it was there at the time. We were just walking and saw it, so we were very surprised. And what an honor to have something like that. I was so happy to see the Giants recognize it in that way, because they did not have to do that. But, you know, that game was definitely a special game. I think, you know, until the 9th inning, it was just kind of any other game. I think I had 13 strikeouts. It was a close ball game. Probably should have came out in the 9th inning, had runners on second and third, nobody out. And normally, you know, you're taken out of that role. I think our closer was hurt, so they left me in and ended up striking out 3 more guys, and it just made for a great evening, great night, memorable experience, and something we'll never forget.
I guess they're like, well, you didn't have to strike out 16 guys, but you did, so they liked it. Last question for you. You get a great answer when I asked you about the fan base, and I was hoping that you could expand on that a little bit. I mean, you guys were so endeared, you know, by the fans that season. They came out, showed their support every game. I kind of call them the 26th man, but what did they mean to you? How did they motivate you?
Well, I like to refer, you know, I got traded over here from Pittsburgh.
For Vogie, by the way. That all turned out for everyone.
Which was very interesting. Because I think I hit a fly ball to right field. Who was the other guy that came in that trade?
Now you're killing me. Armando Rios.
And blew his knee out on the play, so they lost him for the year. But coming from Pittsburgh, who does have a great fan base, but we've never really given them anything to cheer about in recent memory. So coming over here, it was just so energetic. And I got to play in some meaningful games in September for the first time in a lot of years. And I really found a gear that I never knew that I had, and it really was because of the fans. You know, like every strikeout, you know, they were just loud, and it put a little extra into every fastball, and it really helped me find myself as a pitcher and who I was.
All right, well, Dwayne and Mike are watching. Any message to them?
Who was that?
Dwayne and Mike. Kruk and Kipe. They know you as Kruk and Kipe. Sorry.
I haven't seen you guys for years, and 2 of the best announcers in the game. And that was one of the greater things about playing here. I mean, those guys were so positive about us. Loved them, because you don't get that anywhere else that you go. Such students of the game. Love you guys. I hope I get a chance to see you while I'm here. And keep doing what you're doing.
Gentlemen.
All right, well, we think the world of him too, by the way.
Oh, do we ever. And boy, was he a great Giant, and was he fun to watch pitch. Wow.
Here's Myers in a healthy rip. Nice play by Hundley, who knew exactly what he wanted to do as soon as that ball was laid on the ground. You did notice that the wheel play was on, so Crawford was the infielder at third. On a play to Myers, 0-2.
Well, the bunt just didn't get far away from home, so Hundley realized I have an opportunity. If Matt Strom doesn't have good speed, it's probably a double play. But there's the out that they get. Crawford, not even his arm can get the back into the play with Strom running well.
Right back to Suarez, to Panic, to Bell, double play. Nice job, Joe Panic, staying on the bag. 0-0.
designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Here at AT Park, it's a 0-0 ball game. Is that a hot dog? A brat?
Yep.
Killing me.
Oh, you get that? I want to get that. I want to get that.
I think you take $20 for that?
Yeah.
No.
I'd offer.
Yeah, I don't think she'd take it. Here's Andy Suarez, who's 0 for 20. I'm going to guess here that he's going to try to bunt for a hit. What do you think? Nope. No balls and 1 strike.
He may take 2 strikes at least.
Oh, 2.
I was talking to him around the cage. I mean, he hasn't had much success as a hitter, but what he's doing right now is invaluable for him as a pitcher. And we'll talk about that. When you get in that batter's box, you see movement. You see the difference between a 2-seam and a 4-seam fastball. You see it. And it's movement that you might not even know even existed when you're a young pitcher, especially a guy like Suarez who's never hit anywhere since the 8th grade, literally. 2 foul balls, that's progress.
It is.
But you see the importance of a changeup off of a fastball. And you see what the difference is between a good breaking ball and a bad breaking ball. And that's stuff that you see and you say, well, I want to learn how to do that. You learn its effectiveness when you're in that batter's box.
Look out.
I've always felt that that's one of the advantages that pitchers in the National League have over the pitchers in the American League, because they get to see pitches in the batter's box.
On the ground. Villanueva got him. Nice play.
He almost had himself his first big league knock. And when he does, that day, we're buying him dinner.
Absolutely.
So 2 foul balls and contact. And a nice play from Villanueva. When you're over there at third base with a guy like Suarez, I mean, you could fall asleep thinking you're not going to get a whole lot of action.
Here's Gorky Hernandez, who almost knocked one out of the park in the first inning. Here he takes just a bit high. With Hansen on deck, high again, 2-0. There's Hansen. And a strike. .42 pitches for Stram. And another strike. Working quickly. In tight, 3-2.
Working quick is really an asset. I mean, it keeps your fielders on their toes. It's an asset when you're throwing strikes. When you're not throwing strikes, you can get yourself into a jam very quickly.
Got him on the swing. Gonna miss. Here's our BioFreeze moment, powered by BioFreeze. Cool the pain. So this was that 16 strikeout game in June of 2006.
And a lot of swing and miss strike threes too. I mean, he could beat you with 2 pitches. That fastball changeup combination were just lethal.
Hansen takes a strike. That 16 strikeouts tied a franchise record in a game with Christy Mathewson. McCutcheon on deck, but right now Hansen behind in the count. And a foul out of play.
Well, stream the Giants on the go. This season, once again, you can stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or your mobile device. Giants games streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app. Check it out.
And Hansen strikes out to end the inning.
Try our delicious sides, including the new Sriracha Lime Tempura Green Beans. Visit habitburger.com for a location near you.
It's a 0-0 ball game. Only 4 hits in the game. Belt has the Giants base hit as Hosmer takes a strike. Villanueva, Galvis, and Ellis have the hits for the Padres. Jordan Lyles was supposed to start, and he did not. Hosmer takes one in the dirt. We haven't heard why. Maybe they don't have to tell us why. I want to know why.
Well, eventually they're going to tell you why.
Yeah, but this is right back to Suarez. We're in the age right now where we want to know why. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Maybe she knows why.
I do, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you guys, because we're going to talk to David Bell, a huge part of the 2002 World Series team. And again, I had a chance to speak to you earlier. It was really fun for a lot of fans that were able to come out to the VIP event. But just your general thoughts on that season when you think back to 2002. What does David Bell think about?
Just an incredible opportunity to be on a really good team with a lot of great players that I just have a ton of respect for, and it's been fun reconnecting today a little bit, but also playing in this ballpark in this city in front of these fans is what really stands out.
another person on the panel with you, Barry Bonds and Dusty Baker, and it was kind of fun to hear Dusty share some of his thoughts managing that team and managing some superstars and some egos, for lack of a better term, and what a great job he did. You know, what did he mean to you in the one season that you got with him?
Dusty was a big influence on my life and really my career, especially my post-playing career. Just the way he was able to connect to all the players on his team individually and learn what made each guy tick. And he took the time to really get to know him personally and cared about him on and off the field. And it's really stuck with me. And I think for him, you know, it led to wins. You know, it was a big part of why he was successful as a manager.
You mentioned one thing in particular about him, that if he saw a guy that, you know, was down or something, he might bring him like a special food that he liked.
He did. He had just a real knack for knowing when guys were struggling or they might be getting tired. And he would go out to one of his special restaurants in a city that we were in, and he would bring a huge meal. And the timing was incredible. And he just had that, you know, it's kind of funny thinking back, but really it describes how he had that great feel for each guy on his team.
Great intuition for sure. We often replay one of the best highlights in Giants history, which was you scoring the winning run in the NLCS against St. Louis. You guys went into the World Series. When you see it, and I know you do, you know, what is that like to know that that's yours always?
Yeah, there's not too many things you look back on. I think it just is all a blur. But that particular, really that season in that World Series, but I actually remember running around third and just telling myself not to trip. I really did, because I knew it was gonna happen. It was just an incredible, just the energy of that whole experience was something that has stuck with me, and I would love to have that opportunity, you know, to be in a situation like that again. It's just to play in the World Series is, and to do it here in this ballpark for this organization was really just, it's what I think back on and has stuck with me for a
I know you have a lot of affection for Kruk and Kuip. They're watching, and would you like to say something to them?
Kruk and Kuip, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, and you guys are the best. You really are the best, and got to catch up with Kuip for a few minutes today, and he's an old family friend, so it's nice. But you guys truly are the best. Thanks for everything you do.
And I'm going to tell Dusty Baker that I like hot fudge sundaes. I'm just gonna drop it in there for him. All right, Dwayne and Mike, back to you.
Yeah, I remember Dusty doing that for us. We were down a lot.
Oh, he did it for me in Atlanta. He said, hey, listen, we go to Atlanta. I got a special place. You like soul food? I go, I don't know. I've never had it.
This is on the ground. This could end the inning, which means we'll finish the story when we come back. And by the way, thanks for the nice words from Schmitty and from David Bell. It means a lot.
Play the state of youth sports in America. Before they were major leaguers, players like this young man were simply kids being kids, playing all sorts of sports. Can you tell us who this is?
That's the most obvious one of them all. Go ahead.
We will did you call me a goat head? We
Yes,
will
I did.
reveal his identity later in the inning.
Hey, that guy hasn't changed at all.
No, he has not. That is the easiest one to identify. But you know, with the World Cup soccer going on right now, that's being talked about in the Giants clubhouse. It amazes me how many of the Giants players played soccer.
Here's McCutcheon, who takes inside for a ball, 1-0. Yeah, you know what soccer was for when we were kids? You kicked the ball in the backyard a couple of times, and that was soccer.
Well, kickball. It's the closest thing we had to soccer, but the generation of athlete you see on the big leagues, on the big league fields now, I mean, a lot of them are soccer guys.
Two 2-0 to McCutcheon. 3-0 to McCutcheon. McCutcheon struck out looking in the first. He had the green light and he hooks it foul.
Well, Bochy thinking, hey, get this guy a fastball, maybe he could tie this ball game up.
So what did you order at Dusty's restaurant?
So he said, there's a place in Atlanta called the Busy Bee. And he says, we'll go there and I'm going to get a home run ham hock. You can get a shutout ham hock. I said, what? He goes, trust me. Every time I have a ham hock there, I hit a home run. You get the shutout ham hock and you'll throw a shutout. So, okay. So off we go to Busy Bee, and it was tremendous. We had homemade cornbread and collard greens, and for dessert we had sweet potato pie, but I had a shutout ham hock and he had the home run ham hock. It was kind of fun. Dusty knew everybody when we got there. So anyway, that night we go to Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Giants taking on the Braves, and Dusty Baker, it's a home run.
Come on.
My next outing, shutout.
Come on.
I'm telling you, it's
That's
magic.
the best. Yeah, I remember you going, because that would have been '84.
Yep.
When Dusty was on our team in 1984. And I remember thinking I wanted to go to get a home run ham hock. There's a called strike and it's 0-1. No, I think I had something going on.
But Dusty is that way. I mean, he's just a great people person. And he'll find out what makes you tick. And when you need it the most, I mean, he'll bring that into your life.
Belt skies one to right. He was way out in front. McCutcheon's going to tag as Renfroe kind of went under it casually, but then he definitely picked it up a little bit.
All right, right now let's reveal the identity of our major leaguers shown here as a kid. That's right, Evan Longoria. For a look at many more babyface major leaguers to be, go to our photo gallery at NBCSports.com/fairplay.
Here's Crawford. Maybe that's good advice for moms and dads for their youth kids.
What?
If they're having a bad day, take them to their favorite restaurant.
Feed them some home run ham hocks.
Crawford takes outside for a ball, 1-0. I mean, nowadays you can find that recipe online in about what, 5 seconds?
Yeah, literally. Although I never did look up home run ham hock.
High drive to right. Hit well. It is off the bricks. This is going to tie the game. Crawford on his way to third. He is in there with a triple. He did not miss a home run by much.
That got on the wall in a hurry. Look at the mistake up and in. And he just stays inside it beautifully. And once it hits off the wall, Renfroe had to go fetch it. And what a throw Renfroe had on. when he got it back to the infield.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Kona Brewing Company. Enjoy a big wave golden ale or longboard lager today.
It's a 1-1 ball game. Infield is now in. Is Jose Castro going after the Panda, and there's a foul back. So it's Castillo.
Just brought him up. He's been very, very good. Look at the strikeouts, 14 and 8 2/3 innings. He's basically a two-pitch guy. Mid-90s fastball with a big curveball. Not afraid to pitch inside.
And this is not going to do it. As Hosmer's got it. So here's Panic. Panic takes a strike at the knees. Joe lined out to left. And he takes wide. Yep. There's the soft spot for my partner.
Well, every day is a good day for Ghirardelli, but when it's hot like today, huh, ideal. Take a look at the fastball.
Pretty good pitch.
It's one you're going to want if you're out there on that mound. Toeing the slab.
2-2 on the foul down the left field line. Outside, 3-2. See what Panic gets here on the 3-2 pitch. He got him swinging, and that'll end the inning. Crawford ties it up. It's 1-1.
Southeast Bay Area is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
MLB At Bat is your #1 Giants app. You can customize your experience to catch every moment this season. You can download MLB At Bat and do it today.
Scored a run. Not a bad.
So Margot is going to lead things off. And a first pitch strike. On the ground up to middle and a base hit. So with Crawford playing Margot to pull, he singles to open up the inning. And that'll bring up Freddie Galvis. Galvis singled in the 3rd. 3 innings in a row. Andy Suarez has had a double play turn. And this is hit into center field. Starting to carry. Going back to tag is Margot. But Gorkis Hernandez gets off a strong throw. Here's Ellis.
Had a conversation with A.J. Ellis prior to Friday's or Thursday's game. And he's getting towards the back end of his career. I asked him if he was interested in going into coaching or managing. He said, absolutely. I want to stay in this game. And I think he'd be a good candidate to do both. Good baseball guy.
And another snap with Suarez using the Terry Mulholland move.
Sneaky.
And a bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Ellis out of play to even the count.
You know, when we talk about players who we think could be guys that would go into coaching or managing, I mean, a lot of the times we're talking about catchers. I think there are more ex-catchers managing at the big league level than any other position.
One and two. Yeah, it's almost self-explanatory as to why.
Catcher. Well, they see the game, understand the nuts and bolts.
And more than anything, they understand pitching.
That's one of the strengths of Bruce Bochy, his ability to manage a staff, especially a bullpen.
I don't think he would ever do it, but I'll bet you Buster Posey would be a pretty good manager.
Yep. Nick Hundley.
2 and 2.
Tell another guy who I'm impressed with, who I think could be a good coach or manager, Andrew McCutcheon.
Runner goes. Hundley's throw right into the runner, and they got him. Not a great throw, but it tailed right into the runner.
Well, that time Brandon Crawford caught the ball, I mean, there was Margot. I mean, it was just bang, bang. I think when he caught the ball, he was touching Margot, literally. Well, if you're a catcher, you want to miss on the first base side of second base, you have a chance. And there's the catch and tag.
And a base hit past Sandoval. So Ellis with his second hit.
Take another look from a different angle of the tag. Just catch and that's it. Just catch. He's going to slide right into you. Turned out that it wasn't even close.
Caesar pops it up. So it's Matt Caesar, the former Cub. That gentleman was having a hot dog and he could have cared less about that baseball.
No, I think that happens when you're eating hot dogs. I can relate.
And a strike. It's nothing in two. It was a great sign of really kind of get that ball out of here. I've got a hot dog going. And he got him with a high fastball. Hundley to lead things off.
Hashtag hats off for heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
It's a 1-1 ball game as we go to the home half of the fifth. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
The pitcher now for the Padres will be the rookie right-hander Adam Simber. And boy, has he been a huge plus to that Padre bullpen. Check out the strikeouts, 45 against 7 walks and 38 a third. I mean, he's a submarine guy, two pitch guy, fastball slider, with not a lot of velocity. You're talking mid to high 80s, but it gets on you, and it's funky.
This is the Tim Lincecum fan, correct?
Exactly. Simber out of the University of Washington really became a Lincecum fan because Lincecum had gone to University of Washington. He's a Husky. And then Simber transferred down to USF, University of San Francisco, here in town.
And the frisbee is outside, 1-2. Suarez to follow. And a foul out of play. Hundley staying in there as long as he can to keep that left shoulder in, and he fouls this one down the right field line.
You know the bad part about being a Summer weenie guy like Simber? You don't get invited to old timers games.
Yeah, nobody wants to face you. Tap slowly to third, and charging is Villanueva.
Well, the annual Giants Wives Auction ends tomorrow. If you're at the ballpark this weekend, be sure to stop by the community clubhouse to bid on players' favorite things baskets that were created by the players' wives. If you can't get to the ballpark, check out the online auction featuring autographed items and exclusive Giants experiences. Go to sfgiants.com/GCF to bid. Reminder, auction ends Sunday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Is this the time for Andy Suarez? High, 1 ball and no strikes.
I don't know.
He had a hit taken away from him in the 3rd inning by Villanueva at third.
It was the best at bat in his life, and we're not exaggerating that. That is literal. And we thought he had a chance to get a hit. It's going to happen eventually. I mean, he's too good of an athlete. But I mean, he's severely handicapped, and then he just never hit since the 8th grade. We talk about that every time he comes to bat, but it bears repeating.
There's Simber, who is going to make the play on a comebacker.
Yeah, that's 2 at bats where he's had contact. And really, both of them could have given him a hit.
Yeah, if that one gets over the head of Simber, it could have very well been a base hit.
Hey, we're rooting for him.
Here's the deal: is Hernandez pops this one up. Lyles was on the starting lineup card when it was handed to the umpire, so he was the starter of this game.
California's ocean, land, and climate at Giants of Land and Sea, a new exhibit at the California Academy of Sciences.
It's a 1-1 ball game. As the folks out in the cove digging it.
Yeah, they get the spot.
As Myers takes low. Top of the order, Myers, Hosmer, Renfroe. Myers on the ground to Sandoval. Sandoval, it is the hot corner, remember. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, let's get fans caught up on the latest player news. The Giants announcing before today's game that they had optioned Mac Williamson back to AAA Sacramento. They recalled Austin Slater. Bruce Bochy saying that he wants Mac to get his swing back to where it was, and he thinks he can get that going in Sacramento. Slater will be used off the bench, may get some time at first base as well. And quickly, Jeff Samardzija, he's going to get another rehab start, gentlemen. On Tuesday, they're looking for him to throw about 90 pitches. Dwayne?
All right, so all good news, and I think we all feel for Mac Williamson as to what happened to him. No one had a better swing going when he got the concussion.
Oh, he was so confident. I mean, he just knew he was going to lay out a rope someplace, but then once he had the concussion, he really literally could do no baseball activities for almost 2 weeks.
Hosmer strikes out.
That's a 1-2-3. See you later. 4 strikeout. All have been swing and miss strike threes for Andy Suarez. But one thing we all agree upon is that Mac Williamson will be back, and he has the opportunity to go down there and find his swing. A lot of pressure up here, and when you don't have a swing, it's a tough existence.
Wow. Renfroe hit the home run to give the Padres a 1-0 lead. Fouls this one out of play. This was the home run, and we'll see the numbers on the home run.
It'll end. Gives you an idea of the type of strength. I mean, he just sort of clips this thing, and even when he doesn't get all of it, he hits it 104 miles per hour.
I guarantee he hit that one harder than the home run.
And that's about 112. Seriously.
I'm going to say about 113.
It's 113. 14 degrees. It's the one thing in the ballpark now. I mean, you're going to get the distance, you're going to get the launch angle, the exit velocity immediately. We're still getting used to it. But
Yeah,
they do it during batting practice too.
That's the first time I've actually looked at the exit velocity in this park. Because there's a pitch for a strike. It's located right beneath the far right tower.
In center field.
High and foul down the right field line.
70th pitch thrown by Andy Suarez. That's one thing that we've noticed when he's out there. I mean, he's pretty economical with his pitches.
How to play again. Diving back in is Renfroe. In tight 1-2. Had a rain delay in Pittsburgh, but they're back at it with the Diamondbacks and the Pirates, and the Diamondbacks lead in that game 4-0.
A little bit of an overthrow there from Andy Suarez. It can happen when you try to put a little extra on. Fly that front shoulder out, drag your arm.
Reyes Marante headed down to the bullpen. Foul back. Pitch was up, but he had him off balance.
Take a look at the strikeout leaders in the National League by rookies. And Andy Suarez in the top 5.
That's going to be down into the bullpen in the first row. The barrel of the bat ended up by the Giants' on-deck circle.
Well, if they don't have a protective screen along the third base side, that thing is well into the stands. You know, the protective screens, everybody moaned and groaned about it, but I think they're a good deal.
I think the moaning and groaning was about 2 days.
Yep, that's about it.
It ended up being a one-night story. And
that's a lethal weapon right there.
Up the middle and a base hit. So a couple of 2-out singles. Here's Pirela. Hundley's going to go out and have a word. So is Bruce Bochy. He has not made a move. Now he has. So Suarez is going to come out. Maranta is coming in. Suarez with 76 pitches, and he did a nice job this afternoon. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts. Customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Now you can change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. So here's Maranta. His job, get the Giants off the field.
Solid rookie campaign for Maranta. Just 19 hits allowed, 13 innings. Power arm. Right now it's fastball slider, but I think he's starting to add a few extra pitches to his quiver.
Hit out into left center field. Gorky Hernandez got a great jump and he tracks it down. It is nice to have him out in center field. It'll be Hansen, McCutchen, and Belt coming up.
Northern California as the Giants honor their bravery. The special event package will include access to a pregame party and a firefighter Giants hat and a ticket to the Giants-Rockies game. You want tickets? Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Here's Hansen facing Simber. And a swing and a miss. McCutchen on deck. And then Belt. Probably a little better shot at Simber if you're a left-handed hitter. So for whatever reason, you just see the ball a little bit better. Little pop-up down the left field line, and it's going to be just out of play.
Give Villanueva A for effort. Let's take a look at the play that ended it for the Padres in the top of the sixth. Pereira hits a ball right in the butt. As my partner called it, I mean, that was a great jump. If Urquiza Hernandez doesn't get that jump, it's not that easy of a play.
Jam shot to Hosmer, and he beat it out. Great hustle by Hansen.
Well, it's the age-old debate. I mean, how do you get there faster when you slide, or do you get there faster when you run through the bag? I mean, science will tell you you get faster when you run through the bag, but I mean, I'm not so sure watching this.
I think in a cloud of dust, it always helps if you can do that.
Yeah, safe. Good call. Nick Lentz, first base umpire.
Here's McCutchen. McCutchen fouled down the right field line. That's probably what you have to do as a right-handed hitter against Simber, is if you can take that ball the other way. Now the runner goes. It's a hit and run, and Hansen steals it. It's a hit and run where the hitter, if he can, has to try to swing at it.
Well, it's hard to swing at it when it's curling in on you. I mean, that's a heat seeker. It almost hit McCutchen. And a hit run, you're not always going to get the best of jumps. Didn't matter for Hansen.
Outside, 2-1. McCutchen on the ground to third. And Galvis will throw him out. The Padres have really been putting that shortstop in the hole.
And Freddie Galvis, I mean, he makes all the plays. I mean, he's outstanding defensively. Galvis to the Padres defensively is what Crawford is to the Giants.
Here's Belt. Belt faced Simber last night as a pinch hitter, and he struck him out. 1 ball and no strikes. Out of play.
Lots of activity. Erla, the lefty, Maton, the right-hander.
Look out to Belt. It's 2 balls and a strike. Very nice crowd today. Weather's fabulous. See the folks enjoying the water outside the ballpark. And the 2-1 pitch. And Belt hits one into right field, a base hit. Past the diving Pirela. How far would you go for a Togo? It's brought to you by Togo's Pretzel Rami. Crawford nearly hit one out. He missed a home run by maybe a foot. But how far would you go to get a triple? Well, you'd go that far. Home to first. And on that play, he knocked in the tying run. So Crawford's the hitter. Doesn't look like Andy Green is going to make any type of move.
I mentioned you've got Robbie Erla, the left-hander, down there heated up. Gives you an idea of how much he believes in this young right-hander, Adam Simber. If you're wondering why, with the speed of Alan Hansen, why he couldn't score on that line drive off the bat of Brandon Belt, it was a line drive. With 1 out, he had to freeze.
Crawford fouls it out of play. Belt made me think that he was going to go.
And the other thing too is Padres have really good arms in the outfield. Everybody out there's got plus arms, and the best one is in right field with Hunter Renfroe.
And the 0-1, and Crawford fouls another one back.
Yeah, he made a nice play. Got a nice round of applause. He brought his glove.
Yes, he did.
Not a bit.
Crawford into left center field. That's a base hit and more. It goes to the wall, and they're going to wave in Belt. Here's Galvis's throw. It is not in time. Crawford clears the bases, and the Giants take the lead. Crawford's got all the RBIs in this game for the Giants.
He had a couple days where it took him to get that swing back after the 3 days off he had on paternity leave. And look at the top hand. Boy, he absolutely smothers this thing. Backspins it through the opposite gap. And what we've seen him do all year long is use the opposite side of this field. And here, a split gap double knocks in 2. On the day, Brandon Crawford.
So Ellis is going to take the slow walk to the mound. The speed of Alan Hansen got this thing going for the Giants. Now after the visit, Andy Green is coming out.
So we're going to see a double switch.
So we're going to take a break. When it's time for a Change Things Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts. And here's Phil Maton, who's come in to do the pitching.
Take a look at the numbers. Good numbers. 1.13 ERA in 16 games. We saw him early in the series on Thursday night. Did not fare that well.
Here he's facing Sandoval with Crawford at second. Crawford not going anywhere. Low. 1 ball and no strikes. The look to second, and Sandoval bounces it foul in front of the Padres dugout. Giants are catching up in hits. They've got 5. And 3 of those 5 have come in this inning. And tight. Sandoval again. This one down towards that photographer's well down the right field line, which is really adjacent to the Padres dugout. Anchored by Pete Alonso. Used to be able to hurt Pete, but he's the artificial man now.
Oh yeah, he's got more artificial parts in him than $1 million man.
He's a robot. Yep, there's Pete the robot now. 3-2. Sandoval skies it to left. Myers is underneath it. And that'll bring up Panic. So Panic comes up. He's 0 for 2. Crawford with his lead at second. And a strike to Joe Panic. Yeah, this little guy got the Bumgarner Expressions t-shirt.
Yep.
It was handed out today.
Stoic Mr. Bumgarner.
Oh, there's got to be a happy face on one of those.
That is his happy face.
Come on.
I mean, that's the whole shtick.
Happy around us.
Yes, he is. Happy when he's on a horse.
On the ground to Galvis. And his throw is in plenty of time, and that'll end the inning. So Hansen starts it off with an infield hit. Later on, Belt a base hit, and then Crawford clears the bases with a double. 7th inning coming up. dealer. It's a 3-1 lead for the Giants. Lyles did not start. It was Stram instead. Suarez pitched well. He's going to end up with a no decision. Crawford's got all the RBIs in this game, so he is the star so far and may end up being the pick by all of us on the post-game wrap. So Maranta stays in after getting the final out of the 6th inning. Here he's going after Margot. And a swing and a pop up. This is going to have some personality, folks. I know it is. But McCutchen hangs in there and puts it away.
You know, that's one of those plays. If you're a first baseman or second baseman, you're hoping that McCutchen is not playing over towards the right center field gap, and that McCutchen was playing a more normal placement defensively prior to the pitch. He had a chance to make this play.
McCutchen's jogging back as if to look at the Giants dugout and say, please don't put me in triples alley. I'm tired.
In right field here is it's no day at the beach.
It is not. Alvis takes the strike. Yeah, he went around 1 and 2. Giants have a day off on Monday, so Bruce Bochy can probably be a little bit more liberal with his bullpen today and tomorrow.
Well, they've been getting pretty good contribution from their starters. Take a little pressure off the pin.
He got him. Galvis knew it.
98 right through his knees. See ya.
Here's Ellis.
Just a strong man fastball at 98. Perfect location.
I mean, that's like right on a string. Ooh. Ellis is 2 for 2, 2 singles.
Plus, you know, it doesn't hurt that Maranta's got the look. I mean, he's got the look that he'll take your earlobe off just because it would be a fun thing to do.
He does. He's it's not a smooth delivery to home plate. It's got a couple of jerks in it.
And when you meet Maranta, I mean, he's the most soft-spoken, nice guy. But on the mound, I mean, he looks like uncaged. And that's the ferocity that you want your reliever to have when he goes out there. That's presence. You get guys thinking about that when they're in the batter's box against a guy like that.
Thank you very much. 3-1.
What's the old saying in baseball? Pitching is intimidation. The it factor, and Reyes Maranta has got the it factor in that regard. Tell you, that's pretty good eye by A.J. Ellis.
That might be. He's a catcher strike, or he's a catcher. I'm not going to call it a strike.
Take a look at the 3-2 pitch. Slider just a wee bit outside.
It's a good call.
Yeah, it was a good call, but still, it's a tough one to take when you're protecting in 2 strike situations.
So Spangenberg is the hitter, and it means Watson's going to be coming in. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change in Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
The authority of the San Francisco Giants may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Here it's 3-1 is Watson is in to do the pitching. Have a couple of other changes for you. We'll give them to you after this pitch.
See the outstanding numbers of Tony Watson.
And a called strike. Hansen moves to left field to second base. Hunter Pence comes into play left. So Panic out of the game. And the 7th spot will be the pitcher spot. And that's for those of you keeping score at home. Foul. Spangenberg, 0-2.
You say, how good has Tony Watson been? Well, he's been so good that you take him for granted.
Yeah, you do. Totally agree. Spangenberg fouled down the left field line and out of play.
Oh yeah, big hat, no cattle, but he's got a foul ball.
Popped up. Sandoval or Crawford? It's going to be Crawford battling the sun, and he makes the catch. Sandoval might buy him a cup of coffee for that one.
Wow.
It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
Here, the Giants with a 3-1 lead. Maton is back out to work.
Oh yeah,
That guy doesn't care.
Flamingo.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
Does not. They got to figure it out. I got to tell you.
Yeah. Only one thing missing.
What's that?
Flat screen.
That's true.
Here's Hundley. Hundley down the left field line, but he hooked it. Foul. Did not have home run distance. Flat screen's always important. I don't care where you go.
Well, as we get older, I'm beginning to believe more and more every day.
And Hundley might have himself a beauty. He does. And Hunter Pence is going to hit. Remember, he came in on the double switch. Hunter Pence still gets a really nice reception when he gets introduced.
Well, that'll happen. I mean, when he's 86 years old coming back, he'll get that same type of a response from the crowd here. I mean, he's as beloved as anybody ever put that uniform on. And he's earned it.
Yeah, he showed up in July of what, 2012? Takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
The Reverend Hunter Pence. When you think back about the speech he gave the Giants in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I remember we walked into the clubhouse right when that speech was going on, and we thought there was a fight. Because the only thing we could do is we could only hear what was going on. We couldn't see as Pence swings and misses. We were informed as to what was going on.
He got everybody fired up. He got us fired up.
Yeah. I wanted to beat the tar out of Marty Brenneman.
The Hall of Fame broadcaster with the Cincinnati Reds.
1 ball and 1 strike to Pence. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. How are the Reds doing today?
They're doing well.
They're beating the Cubs 8-2 in the 6th inning.
In Cincinnati.
In the dirt, nice play, A.J. Ellis. And guess what it's doing in Pittsburgh?
It's raining. Second time they've had to stop that game. Remember Jason Christensen? He was a Giant.
Of course.
And prior to playing in San Francisco, he played in Pittsburgh. He said 1 year, now there's 81 home games. He said they had over 50 batting practices rained out in Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Over 50.
Well, I know it. It affected us a lot when we went into Pittsburgh to play when we were teammates. 2-2 to Pence. Got him on a high fastball.
Well, the happy hour, you got to check it out. Weekdays, Greg Papa, Ray Ratto, and Kelly Johnson bring you the happy hour on NBC Sports Bay Area and NBCSportsBayArea.com. Also available to listen live and as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. Very informative and very entertaining. Good show.
You know, because Ray does now more TV than anything else, we don't see him out here.
Yeah, we need.
And I miss that guy.
We need to get him here.
There's a drive into the gap. And it's going to roll to the wall, and on the move is Hundley. And Ron Wotus said, let's go. Here's the no throw. And at the last second, Galvis did throw. And Gorky Hernandez with his first hit, and it knocks in a run.
Take a look at the location for Maton, a little hanging cutter. And you can tell Maton knew right away that's a gapper. And Nick Hundley with catcher legs, not a problem scoring from first base.
Stretch him out. Here's Hansen.
Little jump, easy read. All you're doing is looking for the green light from Ron Wotus. Come on, big boy. Show me what you got.
Hansen had an infield hit in the 6th, and that got it going for the Giants. Here he chases a high fastball and misses. Hansen on the ground. Foul. Almost looked like he hit the bag.
Yeah, it did. Had a funny hop. There's Ingrid Baxter. She's our ball babe today down the first base line. Jim Vermees is our ball dude down the third base line. Here's Jim. He's ready. Ingrid.
And a pop-up, which is out there at second base for Spangenberg. Bringing McCutcheon to the plate.
On a warm and sunny day here in San Francisco. You don't see many days where game time temperature is 83 like it was today.
Yeah, just for the fun of it, let's check out.
Yeah, let's check out the pink flamingo in the cove.
Check out the weather in Danville, California, as McCutcheon takes low.
Now that's a pink flamingo right there. Sleeps 10. I read that out as a bed and breakfast.
McCutcheon takes a hanging breaking ball.
What do you got for Danville?
All right, here it is.
Where Dwayne Kuiper lives.
100. Right on the nose. It'll be cooled off by the time I get home.
To what?
98.
Well, there you go.
Up and in. 2-1. Stand by that barbecue at 98. It's always a lot of fun. It's never too hot to barbecue. Hernandez at second. 2-1 to Andrew McCutcheon. It's not going to make him happy.
Sure, I'll give you one, but I'm going to give you two. What's up with that? There's not a hitter alive that doesn't think if a guy comes back in there a second time and gets you that he wasn't doing it on purpose. It takes a lot to tick this guy off, but this is the first one. That's right up there around the head. All right. It jackknifes him. Now he comes back and gets him again. Now he thinks it's intentional.
So here's Belt. Belt is 0 for 2. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Giants have picked up a run here in the 7th. Into center field. And that'll end the inning. 8th inning coming up. Watson stays out to face Will Myers, Hosmer, and then Renfroe. And the first pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. Myers is 0 for 3. Two and 0. And Watson comes in with a strike. Padres have 8 hits on the afternoon, the Giants with 7. What's helped Suarez out in this game is he got 3 double play balls.
Andy Suarez pitched beautifully. I mean, he's gotten better every time he's gone out there. Well, our smart play brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealers. We go back to the 2002 NLCS Game 5. Kenny Lofton, a walk-off single. It would score David Bell. A 2-out round in the bottom of the 9th inning. David Bell had a single off Matt Morris. Sean Dunston a single off Matt Morris. Kenny Lofton then had a single off Steve Klein to score Bell. The Giants won it 2-1, and they clinched the series.
Here's Hosmer. Out of play. What David say? Round in third. I just don't want to trip.
Sam Dyson heading down.
Hosmer shoots another one foul. It's 0-2. Renfroe on deck. Watson's got it. Low to Crawford, and that's it. They'll get one out for sure, and they did.
Well, a nice dig out of the dirt too from Crawford. I mean, Crawford's always going to think relay, get the throw off, but sometimes the throw that you receive just takes away your balance and you can't get a throw. Now Hosmer runs well. You can see the ball down in the dirt here, and it almost hits the base. And there's where he loses his balance, but he does indeed get the out.
Here's Renfroe. And it's high. Renfroe hit a home run in the 4th and then a line drive single into left field in the 6th. And a belt tie strike.
Pat Hoberg has had a very solid strike zone today.
Yeah, he has. Right there in the inside corner, 1-2.
It's the thing about Tony Watson's arm action, and it's deceiving. And when he almost like he slings the ball, very effective getting it in on the hands of right-handed hitters, even guys with power like Hunter Renfroe.
So Watson will go 3-2. Not happy with himself because you lose Renfroe. You got the tying run on deck. On the ground, Crawford has it to Hansen to Belt, double play. Almost like he knew that's what was going to happen.
This season in celebration of their 60th anniversary in San Francisco. Today, a reunion of the 2002 World Series team. 7 members able to attend: Sean Dunston, Ron Wotus, Jason Schmidt, Kirk Reeder, Barry Bonds, Dusty Baker. They had a great time, did lots of interviews, some VIP events, and they all threw out the ceremonial first pitch. And hey, they all look like they can still play. It was great to see them. It's a great group of guys. Gentlemen?
It really is, and it's great to see them.
There were some rusty sockets out there. Well, you're a player. You don't think it's any big deal throwing out a first pitch. But as you get some age on you, it becomes a bit more of a challenge.
This is Robbie Erlin. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. And a fair ball. Crawford hits it right over the bag, and then it dies. And he's going to hustle, and he made it.
Ooh. Freddie Galvis is telling the Padres, you better have a look. We talked about Hunter Renfroe's arm, and it really is one of the best in the National League West. And he really shows it on this throw. I mean, that is a powerful strike. Take a look at.
No, he made it.
I think he got in there. From that angle, it didn't look like something's going to come back. No.
They really have nothing to lose to look at it. And they're going to play on as Pablo Sandoval is going to step up. Sandoval looks at a strike. Does that look like the new kid on deck?
It is. Austin Slater back in the big leagues.
Not necessarily the new kid, but the new kid today. And tight to Sandoval. 1 ball and 1 strike. We are in the home half of the 8th inning.
What a day offensively Brandon Crawford has had today.
Nice job by Sandoval. He rolls this one to Spangenberg.
What a productive out.
And Crawford moves to third. Crawford's got 2 doubles and a triple and a walk.
Well, he got back after paternity leave. He got back Thursday night. So Thursday, Friday, his swing took a couple days off. Today, it is back.
So here's Slater.
Not only does he have 3 hits, it's how he hit him and where he hit him.
Slater's tearing up AAA, so here he is. And he gets an at bat with the infield in. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. And every guy that came from AAA over the last couple of weeks, when you ask them about Slater, they just said, yeah, it's exactly what it looks like. He is the real deal.
It's a gap-to-gap guy with great approach to right field.
Down the right field line. And a great running catch by Renfroe. It's going to be good enough to knock in Crawford, and it's 5-1. Nice at bat.
That's the big leagues. Everything about that was the big leagues. The swing of the bat from Slater, the defensive play from Renfroe. So a nice situational add-on RBI for Slater. Welcome back. Take a look at Renfroe getting every bit of that glove.
Yeah. I didn't think he was going to get to it.
I didn't either. That ball was slicing away from him too.
Here's Hundley. Big leagues is kind of funny these days as far as where you hit in the lineup. Hundley hit cleanup last night. Today, 8th. The eyes of a catcher, not only catching pitches behind the plate as a catcher, but also as a hitter, as the ball got away from the bullpen. Foul back. Guerin headed down to the bullpen. Hundley strikes out, and that'll end the inning. Giants pick up an insurance run. We'll go to the 9th. It's 5-1 San Francisco. You get an hour-long pregame. Pregame live will be at noon, and where you're going to watch it right here on NBC Sports Bay Area, also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. So Sam Dyson is the new pitcher. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Sam Dyson, 37th time that he has come in. Couple days off. It's amazing what a couple days off will do to a relief pitcher. 2-1 on the year with a 2.94 ERA. He's been very good.
Kirk Reeder and Jason Smith just stopped by, and it's always great to see him. We really get a chance in between innings to converse. And look, I haven't shaken Jason Smith's hand in a long time. I can see now why he throw that changeup at 91. He's got some paws.
Yeah, he's a big fella. Doing well, living in Arizona.
On the ground to third, Sandoval down to a knee. Up and throwing. Got him as Belt digs it out.
Nice play, both ends. Now, you talked about the hot corner today, and it has been that and more for Pablo Sandoval. He's turned back some bolts. Take a look at the sinker, just two hopper to the backhand, little crow hop, let her rip, and count on your first baseman to pick you up if that ball goes in the dirt.
I think I'm at the point now, Mike, where I think Belt is disappointed when the ball's not in the dirt.
Yeah, he likes him.
Here's Jankowski. He digs one out, and that's a fair ball down the right field line.
He's having a nice series.
So he'll stroll into second. Here's Margot. Margot 1 for 3. That hit by Jankowski is the 9th in the game for the Padres. Tight, 1 ball and no strikes. It is great to see this place packed.
Sellout crowd today, 40,348.
Nature's Arcade. Margot steps out.
Ask Jason Schmidt, what are you doing now? It's being a dad. He says it is a little strange coming back. You know, it's amazing how when you leave that clubhouse as a player, it can be different walking back into it years later as a former player.
Well, you felt it. I did. We got lucky, though. I mean, we get to come back and go in the clubhouse every day. And welcomed into the clubhouse, by the way. Swing, you're going to miss 1 and 2. That's the other thing. If you know, we're Giants players, worked into Giants broadcasters. So we had Murph on our side. We were in good hands.
Yeah, he absolutely took care of us. But how lucky were we hitting the jackpot twice? First as a player, then get to do it as a broadcaster. Wow.
Tapped foul, right? Big bounce over Hundley. Miami beat the Rockies this afternoon on the Real Muto grand slam home run. I think the other news, Mike, is Clayton Kershaw is going to start tomorrow.
It's hard to believe that Madison Bumgarner and Clayton Kershaw combined together have 2 wins.
Center field. It's going to be Crawford, and he can't handle it. And now the throw to second is not in time, and it's too bad for Dyson because it's going to end up being a double. That's one where if you're Gorky Hernandez, and even though Crawford's got a slew full of gold gloves, If you can help them out, you need to help them out.
Well, this is the time of day where the middle of the field really becomes problematic because of the sun. And when you put wind on a sun ball, you're talking about a double thud. It just kept drifting and drifting. I'm not sure how much of that he saw. And in the end, it was the wind that was the difference in the play. And you're right. Much easier for a guy coming in than a guy going back.
I mean, I'm just saying he could have, but if he could have, he needed to do it. So here's Galvis, who's 1 for 3. And a swing. And a miss.
Definitely not something you're going to go up there looking for if you're hitting against Sam Dyson. That's a first pitch curveball.
Here's the 0-1 pitch coming up to Freddie Galvis. On the ground, foul. Got him.
Good sink, and there's the strikeout he's pitching for.
So here's A.J. Ellis.
Just bottoms out at 87. Just took a little bit off and had Galvis reaching. Overmatched.
And a strike to Ellis. Ellis says nice ball game. He's been on base 3 times, 2 singles and a walk. Hunley with a nice block. So Dyson now with 13 pitches.
That's one he wanted. And that's one we've seen called a strike today. And what has been a very good strike zone today from Pat Hoberg. That's one that I'm sure every pitcher would want, especially if it's been called a strike before.
Three and one.
Well, one thing Sam Dyson does not want to do, and that's allow the Padres to bring the tying run to the plate.
Three and two.
94 with big backdoor sink.
Over 40,000 here this afternoon, and they're on their feet.
Well, this is what you live for if you're a relief pitcher. Chance to nail down a victory. Even better if you could do it on a strikeout.
Slowly hit. Crawford charging and throwing, and it gets by everybody. And a run comes in, maybe 2 runs come in. So it'll be a single and an error on Crawford.
Absolutely explodes the bat of Ellis. I mean, a great pitch, just nothing on the ball, so it's going to be a do or die down with a bare hand, and this is one time Belt cannot dig it out. So the Padres still breathing.
So it's a 5-3 game with Spangenberg at the plate. And he rolls this one to Belt, and that'll end the game. So, an inning where Dyson threw the ball extremely well. He's going to end up with a couple of earnings, which are not his fault, but you're going to get a pat on the back no matter what. So a nice win for the Giants.
Well, really a nice comeback victory indeed. They played a much cleaner game defensively. They came up with some big time hits. I mean, there was distribution of offense up and down this Giants lineup, which is always key and something that really has been part of their personality of 2018. So they take a 2-run lead into tomorrow's ball game. Nice win for this club.
All right, final score. It's the Giants 5 and the Padres 3. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Giants Postgame Live. It's presented by Toyota, and it starts right now.